device tells me when I have to upgrade my device.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand?
No, I know exactly
I don't like
what
when
you're
it
saying.
pops over there and says, hey, you haven't updated in a while.
High
I'm going to do
Sierra.
it for you. And I go, no. Because it wants, High Sierra, I upgraded to Low Sierra or mid-tier Sierra. And now my machine sounds like it's about to take off, like it's a rocket ship. Every time anything
once
happens.
a day, we'll be back in the office, and I'll just like look over at you.
No reason.
And you're just sitting there shaking your head as your thing does sound like it's about to take off.
It's like Apollo 1.
One day it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Hey, happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their day off. Hopefully you're getting some time to reflect on everything that's happening in the world right now, everything that's happening in your life. And once you're done with that, we'll wait. Great, now we can get back to shenanigans.
Let's get it.
My name is Nick Scarpino. This is my partner in crime, the big Mac Daddy, the Mac Daddy Make It Jump, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim
There
host.
he is right there. Cool Greg behind the control center over there. He's got his headphones over his hoodie. Now I think that's because our voices are so sharp.
He needs to dull it out just a little bit.
It might also be because he's cold.
He's just very cold.
I don't know.
He is cool, Greg.
I don't know. If you guys did not know, of course, the Kinda Funny Morning Show comes at you each and every day right here on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is on the West Coast. Some call it the Best Coast. Others call it the Best Coast.
That's it. Only options, really.
There's really two options on that one. It's either the Best Coast or the Best Coast. But if you're not fortunate enough to live in our time zone, or if you have a real job or a real life, or you're just like, hey, my boss actually looks over my shoulder at work, so I can't watch you guys. Well, we post this to youtube.com/kindafunny every day. If you go over there, you watch it over there. I appreciate all of your comments. Please keep leaving those. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you see something that you like about us, hey, say it. You see something, say something. That's what that's what
they
say.
That
is
what
they say. Of course,
I've seen that saying.
Today's episode of the Kinda Funny Morning Show, as always, is brought to you by kindafunny.com/store. Cool, Greg, bring this up. Let me know when it's up. You got to let me know when it's up.
It's up.
There it is, right there. This is the store. We got this new cool, fun hoodie, and I'll tell you one thing right now. I've worn it. It feels great. It feels great. If you're not a small and you're worried about more sizes,
they're coming very soon. Keep an eye on kindafunny.com/store. They are restocking the pre-sale, and yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. If you guys did not see my tweets over the weekend, of course, we had a great time shooting the new VR show that we've got coming up.
The PlayStation VR show. That was fun.
We did. One of the fun things about that is that I changed the color temperature of the camera to match some of the lighting in there. We did not change it back. Which is why, if you look, both of us probably look a little like we're
bluer than
we haven't been outside in a while. But I'll change that right after this, in between this and
kinda
Kinda Funny
like
Games Daily, which is coming up. Oh, of course you like it.
Yeah.
You hate the sun.
And I just like blue.
You hate the sun.
Dabba-dee, dabba-da.
Dabba-dee, dabba-doo, dabba-da. A couple fun housekeeping things before we go into it, before we get into the thick of it. Of course, today we've got some fun news. We're going to be talking about the Emoji Movie and its irreparable.
Why could we possibly?
Irreparable.
What could we have to say about the Emoji
ramifications
movie?
around the
Didn't
world?
that movie come out 6 months ago?
It sure did, but not in all countries.
Okay.
And we've got some Expendables news and some Edge of Tomorrow news, which is going to be great. And then Tim and I are going to do a little deep dive topic about our weekends, what we did, what we watched, and what we just did not like. I watched 2 movies this weekend. One I loved, one I could have just done without. Which ones are they? You're gonna have to wait to
find
see.
out.
You're gonna have to wait to see. Of course, queue up your tips and questions and comments in the tips. If you guys want to leave us a tip and leave us a comment, we read tips at the $5 or above level. We will also read cheers. How do cheers work? Google it. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. They're just like Microsoft points. Were those convoluted as well? Is Bitcoin convoluted? Does anyone know how Bitcoin works?
Don't even get me started with this cryptocurrency shit.
They're like, you got to get in on Bitcoin. And I'm like, why? And everyone I talk to goes, well, I've already lost tons of money at it. I'm
Really?
like, well, then why would I get in on
Oh, man, my friends are having the opposite experience.
Really?
Those motherfuckers are raking in dough.
Are they?
And I'm fucking shocked. And I hate it because I don't
Have you talked
understand
to
it.
them
And I
lately?
feel like you, Nick. I feel like you.
It's a terrifying place to
Surrounded
be.
by people that know things more than me.
But it's also ignorance is bliss.
That's
and
how
I will say
hear
this.
it.
2 weeks ago, people were like, this is the most amazing thing. Last week, the last couple days that I've been talking to people, it's been going down. It's been settling back down to where it's supposed to be. So like I was talking
but I think you're missing the point that when one does, the other one rises.
Oh yeah,
Bitcoin's done.
There's light
from what I
something or whatever.
understand.
There's 2
Kodak
other
just got involved. The film.
Great. Oh, the film company. If there's one thing I want to invest in, it's Kodak Film Company.
Yeah.
Who has been slowly but surely bleeding out for the last 40 years. I think they went
fucking get it,
bankrupt
man.
at a certain point. Tim, Andy, and I, we're excited, and here's why. we get to go to one of my favorite places on the planet, Los Angeles. Tim, why are we going to Los Angeles?
Funhouse Live. Oh my God, I'm excited for this.
Funhouse
My favorite
Live.
boys and girl. They're gonna be performing down in LA. Woo! Andy's here. He's excited too.
I've got a few lists.
That's
I got
disgusting.
a cold sore.
He's got a cold sore. And
Andy,
he doesn't
don't bring your fucking
He doesn't want to be
cold
on
sore to
camera,
me.
except now he does.
Well, just
Because he's excited about Funhouse. Oh, is that what it is?
Maybe-
Why is Funhouse? Why is there a spacing between fun and house?
Oh, because
Don't you watch their videos?
Because I don't care. No, I don't watch their videos. I like interacting with them as human beings, but I'll be honest with you, I don't even watch our videos. When I watch the morning show to answer comments on youtube.com/kindfunny, it's usually up around 2 o'clock, I mute myself. I don't like watching myself. Yeah.
You're
I
very
see
different,
myself
you and I.
live every day. If I want to watch myself, I'll go like this. And I see my own nose.
Oh shit, yeah.
Isn't that wild? Think about that for a second.
I
almost
listened.
threw up just
I
now.
listened to us. I listened to us for the first time in a long time this
Yeah.
weekend because I wanted Gia to see Greg's Superman comic pitch because I thought she'd enjoy it. It
was a good pitch.
Spoilers, she did.
Good.
But we watched it and I was like, this is such a different experience. We sound dope as fuck.
We do.
Quality.
We've gotten
not
better.
what we're saying, like audio quality.
Yeah, our audio's gotten really better. I think we've actually gotten a lot better as podcasters too, because every once in a while I'll pop back into those first few episodes around the old table, and when I'm just constantly interrupting everyone.
Yeah. You don't do that anymore.
I try not to.
Yeah.
I made a concerted effort
and
not to.
you've succeeded.
Because I feel like we have people, the only person I probably interrupt most of the time is Kevin. But I just like interrupting Kevin.
I would say it's me. Out of all
I
the
interrupt
people.
you?
Wait, you
Yeah.
That's because you and I
No,
are
he
the
interrupts
only.
me.
You and I are the only people that actually argue.
I think that's what it is.
That's why. Like
Yeah.
you and I, we got into not a heated argument.
No, but we will.
But
debate.
we give each other the old back and forth.
Yes.
The old
and
the old
two.
slip and slide. You know what I mean?
Tim and Nick giving each other the old slip and slide, right?
So if you guys are in LA on Thursday, we'll be there. If you see us in the audience, say what's up to us. I won't be in the audience.
Yeah, we're not gonna
because
be part of the
I
show.
like to be backstage where all the good drugs are.
Nick and the good drugs.
And if there
drugs?
have you met Funhouse? Oh my God, they're just all
I guess
barbiturates.
it's like a don't meet your
Get
heroes sort of
whatever is on your lip, just get it away from me. You got to get it away from me. Ew. Did you rip it off? Did you pick at it? Don't pick at it.
thing. No, I had to put
just-
ointment on it.
Why are you eating the rag? God damn it, Andy. I
love you,
Other
Andy.
fun news. Bring this up if you would. Cool, Greg. It's up. I have been invited to do my very first thing at SF Sketchfest, which I'm very excited about because every year SF Sketchfest happens, and I go, it would be cool to be a part of FS Sketchfest. Well, Mike Drucker has thrown me the proverbial bone.
I love it.
He is doing his show, Shit Arcade, that is happening January 20th up here in San Francisco. You can go to his Twitter, you can go to my Twitter. Actually, I just tweeted it, so if you guys want to go there and get tickets, they are available right now. This show is basically a bunch of really funny comedians playing a bunch of really shitty games and making fun of them. I will not be playing the games.
No, Altano will be.
Altano will
And
be
Miranda
there.
will be.
Miranda will be there as well, as is Drucker and a few of his other friends that I'm sure are hilarious. But I will be introducing the show, so I'm going to do 5 minutes of stand-up, introduce the show, and then proceed to get bombed to the point where I'm like, I want to be that horrible drunk uncle to Mike Drucker. Do you know what I mean? Where
Oh,
like everything's
I don't
fun,
like anything
but then
about
5
that.
minutes and I'm like, Drucker, let's party, let's hang out. Tony. Which, by the way, other fun news. Oh, what's the next? Actually, God, I'm on it.
You're on
I'm
it, dude. Yes.
Today, we're filming our MCU in review, which will be going live tomorrow for Iron Man 2, 9 a.m. YouTube.com/kindoffunny. This has been my favorite series that we've done in a very long time.
Me too.
It's so fun getting to watch these movies again and having to have an excuse to watch them.
And my thing is, let's not go too far because we're going to save it for the show.
No.
So far, I have been pleasantly surprised.
My memory of the last two movies that we watched is not what they were.
Exactly, which is awesome.
Sat down to watch Iron Man 2 last night. Spoilers, I forgot I had to watch it until about 10:30 at night.
Yeah, of course.
Got back from Milk Bar. Thanks everyone that came out to that show. It was a fun little showcase we did over there. Sat down with 2 bags of spicy pork rinds and was like, let's
You
just
and
get
these
through
pork
this.
rinds, man.
They just make
You're
me
just
sick
on a
every time.
binge.
One small bag is fine. 2 bags makes me sick. Every time.
Okay.
It gives me the squeegees. But I sat down to watch it, and I was like, oh man, I forgot how enjoyable this movie is. So I'm very excited to talk to you about it later today. That's going to be happening in a few hours, and of course it'll be live for everyone tomorrow. We're not streaming those live, because a lot of people ask me, are you going to stream these live? I'm like, no. Sometimes we got to keep a little magic for ourselves, right? For ourselves. There you go. Tim, want to get into some news?
I would love to get in the
Okay,
news.
cool. First news story. Let's pop it up. This is from Reuters. It says Saudi Arabia begins screening films after decade-long ban lifted. Guess what the first film?
Emoji movie? Are you serious?
That's what this article
The first movie after decades they get the emoji movie?
I'll read the article. Saudi Arabia began screening feature-length animated children's films this week in a makeshift theater after 35-year-old ban on cinema was lifted in the conservative Islamic kingdom. The first permanent theaters could open as early as March, part of a liberalizing reform drive that has already opened the doors to concerts, comedy shows, and women drivers over the past year. For now, authorities are sponsoring temporary settings like the state-run cultural hall in the red city of Jeddah. I think I'm saying that right. Equipped with a projector, a red carpet, and a popcorn machine. Quote, until now, there was no infrastructure for movies. I'll keep going. Hold on, let me find it. I'm just going to find emoji. There we go. More fun after watching. God damn it. Where is that part? No, I'll just keep reading. Cinemas were banned in the early 1980s under pressure from Islamists as Saudi society turned toward a particularly conservative form of religion that discouraged public entertainment and public mixing between men and women. But reforms led by 32-year-old Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman have eased many of the restrictions as the government tries to broaden the economy and lessen its dependence on oil. In a nod to conservatives, films will be censored to make sure they remain in line with Kingdom's moral. The point of this is this. After watching the Emoji Movie with his wife and daughter on Sunday, 28-year-old Sultan Al-Atambai says Saudis are happy to see movies in theaters instead of staying at home. Now, out of all the animated movies that we've done, why the Emoji Movie, do you think? Why did we give them the Emoji Movie? These people haven't seen a kid's film in the theater in years. And this... Imagine this. You haven't seen. I'm sure they have other means of watching animated movies.
Yeah.
This is the first time they're getting together to experience the greatness that can be
cinema.
The animated movies that come out of the United States. Okay, recently Coco.
Coco, yeah.
Smurfs.
My brother's a big Smurfs.
Smurfs, also an animated movie. Also a movie that they animate.
An animated
Thank you for
movie,
that,
yes.
cool, Greg. But we've got so many great movies. The Emoji Movie, arguably, and I haven't seen it, so I can't render an opinion on this. I don't have it yet, but I got Captain Underpants queued up on my Netflix queue.
I watched that this morning.
How was it? This morning?
I swear to God.
What time did you wake up this morning and you watched
Really
Captain
early.
Underpants?
That's crazy.
Of course you did. Of course you did. I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, we want to be exporting our best. We want to be putting our best foot forward in these situations.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say the Emoji Movie is the lowest point we've ever had in an animated series.
So-
I think was one of what one of the reviews said.
Here's the thing. That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is if you were to start
There's no place to go up. There's
Yeah.
no place to go from
if
there.
you were to
but
start
up.
with one of the Pixar classics, then you're just going to be like disappointed by everything going forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're like, hey, here's the bar, they're going to be like, we
Wow.
haven't seen anything. So
Wow.
this is, at least it's something.
There you go. This is fun.
Then
This is
they
fun.
can go up from there, I guess.
I guess.
Now, there's a question I have. Colin, can you scroll down just a little bit on the
One of the people in the comments says the Emoji Movie was probably easiest to censor. That's probably true.
Well, easy to censor, and also I feel like with emojis, it's universal.
Yeah,
Right,
that's true.
to understand.
Everyone understands
Now-
the poop emoji.
Where was this thing that I've seen? Go up, sorry, a little bit more. Oh man, I don't know where I saw it, but they were like, oh, here we go, right there. So the first permanent theater could open as early as March, part of a liberalizing reform drive that has already opened the door to concerts, comedy shows, and women drivers.
Yep, that's where they're at.
One of these things is not like the other.
Listen, I'm not. We're definitely not going to get too political here. We're not going to start.
But I mean, like, how are you going to design the set? Like, what the fuck? How are you going to lump that in there?
Because
You
it's
know
a
what?
big
Women
deal.
can drive, which yes is a big deal.
I'm gonna tell you where they're at.
And people can do stand-up comedy.
I'll say this right now. In the scale of magnitude, stand-up comedy is probably worse because it represents a freedom of speech that many people don't enjoy. So
Yeah.
I'll say that like both of those are bad, and I'm glad that people are enjoying more rights around the world. I'm not gonna dip my toe in the deep end of a pool that I do not belong in. But I will say kudos to them for allowing stand-ups. And if anyone wants to book me on a show, I'm available.
Saudi Arabia.
It'd be a little bit of a flight. Give me a couple days to get there. But if you guys want to book me, I'm there. I'll do all sorts of fun stuff. Talk about Catholicism. We can all have a good laugh about that, right? Okay. Let's
Cool Greg says in the chat, I always watch cartoons in the morning. Every day, man.
I do.
Cool. You can just say it in the mic. All right.
See, so we did our topic on Game Over Greggy show that goes live this Friday for public. It's live already on Patreon if you want to support us, patreon.com/kindoffunny. We did our topic about movies from 2017, best movies of 2017.
So fun.
Immediately we walk out, I walk in the back and Cool Greg looks at me like, hey, you guys talking about that Smurfs movie? And I was like, Cool Greg, unfortunately the Smurfs movie did not make our list.
It was on the crux of my list. It was right on the edge.
Did you guys see it? Because I actually thought it was hella better than I was expecting when I first turned it on.
I'm sure it was good. I'm sure it was. I did not see it. I'm sorry. It was not on my. It was not one of the movies that came into my peripheral vision, and I like snatched it. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I feel like I let
Did you see it on
your
any
brother
lists?
down.
Did you guys see it on any lists?
No, it's not on any lists. Sadly,
It would probably be on a cartoon list if you looked at like the best.
I would
cartoon
imagine
movies.
so. I would imagine if you said top 10 cartoons of
Maybe
2017, it's probably in there somewhere.
I'm gonna get on it right now.
Get on that. You Google it. You let us know what you find there. While you're doing that, can you pull up the next article? As if the Emoji Movie being in our public consciousness wasn't enough.
What?
We get more Expendables.
All right.
Now, Tim.
Yes.
You know a lot of people.
I do.
And I know a lot of people. And I feel like between the people that we know, we can easily say, hey, that's a good just cut of humanity.
Yep.
Do any of your people want Expendables, more Expendables movies?
I can tell you assuredly.
Yeah.
There was one person, his name is James Burke.
Oh, fucking
James
of course
Burke,
James Burke
I
wants
guarantee
that.
you.
Of course
Nick,
he
I guarantee
wants
you
that.
at some point today in the next 24 hours, because he always gets the news late, but within 24 hours, I will get a text with this news story.
Yeah.
He is going to be so pumped for this. We've seen every Expendables in theaters together.
They're all so bad.
The thing is,
They could be good,
they
but
could
they're so
be good,
bad.
and they're so bad. Even the first one, it's not one of those things where you're like, well, at least the first. It's not like Transformers, where it's
No.
like people at least have some good things
Yeah,
to
the
say
first
about the
one.
first one. It's
It
like,
was
it
funny.
works,
Shia
as they
LaBeouf,
move.
Megan Fox.
Expendables 1, it's like you had all of this, and that's what you did
From
with
the
it.
get-go, they were like, let's make a B movie. Let's make a really
Which is
bad
cool.
B movie.
Do it then.
But they didn't. They made a C
movie, yeah.
With
it wasn't
no
a
plot.
D. It wasn't a D. It was a C.
And they just
but
kept
we needed a B,
shoehorning in people. Well, let's
which was funny. The trailers were funny.
the trailers were
Remember
great.
the trailer when it had all the names, it went bah, 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 with the gunshots, and then just more and more guns would come up?
Remember
That was
when
awesome.
remember when Schwarzenegger was there? Like it was Bruce Willis. One of them, I remember in the first one, like Schwarzenegger was there, right? Was it Schwarzenegger or Bruce?
Schwarzenegger was in two. I don't.
I feel like
remember.
Bruce
Let's
Willis
not
was in the
even-
first one, and it was like a big get because he was still a big star at the time. And now looking back, you're like, oof, that was the beginning of the end. I'll tell you one thing
That
right
was
now.
the beginning.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't marvel at like some of these movies that pop up that Bruce Willis is in. I'm like, when the fuck did you make that movie? Like, when did you make that movie with the RZA? Like, what's
When did that happen?
when the fuck? I mean, I'm using that as an example. I don't think I ever did. But you know what I mean? Like, you see these movies where it pops up and you're like, what the fuck happened to you, Bruce Willis? What happened to you? What happened to you? Was G.I. Joe 2, was that it?
He was just like, you know what? I'll do anything.
Fuck it. I'll do anything. This story is from Egan.com. Sylvester Stallone teases The Expendables 4. This is from Alex Gilyadov. Says, it appears Sylvester Stallone is coming back for a fourth Expendables movie after all. Despite reports last year suggesting Stallone left the franchise, the actor recently shared...
Last year? Why is anyone talking about this movie even last year?
Here's what happened last year. Here's what happened last year. Because if you remember, a couple years ago, he was in Creed.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh shit, Sylvester Stallone still got a little fight left in him, right? Maybe he's gonna make real movies again. And people are like, hey, now that you're in Creed, which is an Academy Award like nominated movie and all these things, and they're making another one, and like in the next one, spoilers, they're talking about how Apollo Creed's gonna go against fucking Ivan Drago's son.
I've never seen Creed. I need
It's
to.
really fucking good.
I know.
It's
I need to
really
put it on
good.
my list.
It is a Rocky movie for you.
I know.
It's like if they made a Rocky movie. It's Rocky, by the way. Spoilers. It's
Oh, yeah,
Rocky.
it's Rocky,
It's the
but with
exact
Michael
same
B.
plot.
Jordan.
But with Michael B. Jordan as Apollo Creed's son, which when I heard that, I was like, that is fucking genius. No one will ever make that movie. It's too good to be true, and they fucking made it. It's one of those where you're like, why don't they make, you know, when you're like, why don't you just make this movie? Why don't you make an Obi-Wan movie, right? And people are like, we're not gonna do this. And it may or may not happen, right? This was one of those like, oh, that's such a cool concept, but they'll never do it because it's too smart, it's too good, and they did it. They're going to do another one of those. Long story short, I think what happened was people were like, Stallone was like, well, now that I'm doing real movies again, maybe I won't go back to these weird budget B movies starring old MMA fighters and Jet Li and all my old friends from the 80s who can barely speak anymore. And now that I think that's kind of washed over, he's like, fuck it, they're fun to make. Because at the end of the day, you have to imagine, A, these movies are fun. They're stupid as shit, but they're fun.
For sure.
They're probably a blast to make.
Yeah.
Because it's you hanging out with like, oh, is Jean-Claude here today? Jean-Claude here? Oh, Jean-Claude's here? Jean-Claude, come over here, hang out
Yeah.
with me. Let's do some drugs together.
Let's do something.
know?
Well, like we were saying earlier, these movies aren't bad. They're just not. I mean, they're not good, but they're not trying to be good. That's fine. But they're not. They didn't hit what they're aiming for.
They didn't get. Yeah, like when I saw this, I was like, oh, this could be
the Smash Brothers of 80s action movies.
Yes, this
and
could
instead
be-
it was the PlayStation All-Stars
If they had
Battle
done it
Royale.
right, I think it could have been culturally as relevant as Fast and Furious, right? Where it's like, we can all agree Fast and
Stupid
Furious,
spectacle event.
dumb, stupid fun, but on a level where you're like, why do I like this?
Yeah.
What's the addictive
It's because they
quality to
hit
this?
that level.
Right?
They hit the level of
They
like they aim for something and they nail it, and people know what they're going to get when they watch it.
Right.
Whereas Expendables, it's like, hey, let's kill Stone Cold in the first movie. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
In
It's
the most
weird.
bitch-ass way possible.
So weird. And then the whole time, Dolph Lundgren's character is like, is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? What's he doing?
knows, man?
What's Dolph
Jet
Lundgren
Li's
doing?
there.
Jet Li's there, like arguably the best actor in the entire movie is Jet Li, which is, that's saying something. Despite reports last year suggesting Sylvester Stallone left the franchise, the actor recently shared a couple Instagram posts teasing the Expendables 4. By the way, if you don't follow Sylvester Stallone on Instagram,
I don't.
You should.
Okay.
Because he tweets a lot about crazy shit. Every once in a while, he'll tweet out like old posters of himself or old photos of himself you've never seen before. It's great. It's fantastic.
Awesome.
One of the posts features an image of Stallone as Barney Ross and Jason Statham as Lee Christmas. Did not realize that was that character's name.
Christmas.
With the following caption, quote, "Just when you thought it was safe to go outside, they're back." So that's not so much a tease as like, no, we're doing this again.
No, so here's the thing though, Nick. We were just talking about Fast and Furious, all right? There's another crazy loon out there. His name's Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Sir Vincent Diesel. And if you follow him...
Did he get knighted? Have we
you-
knighted him? He's now Sir Vincent Diesel. From now on, whenever you refer to Vin Diesel in this household, it is Sir Vincent Diesel III. Duke of Windsor, Baron of Buckingham.
If you follow him on Instagram,
Yeah.
this motherfucker is batshit crazy in the way that somebody needs to take away his control to his social media accounts. Because he just puts things out
The
there.
scary thing is that Vin Diesel actually thinks he has something relevant to say.
Well, what's worse is...
I don't know if I like this.
99% of them are really poorly photoshopped things of him and Paul Walker. Like, almost every day.
Okay.
And I get it, they're friends, cool. But then there'll be really poorly photoshopped things like teasing movies that I don't think he had the right to tease.
Really?
Like he'll put out like a poster for like he's always the first one to put out like the release date for the Fast movies or like announcing like when Fast 8 came out and he puts something out and he put out a poster that wasn't official, like it was a fan-made mock-up and he just posted it. And it's like, with great power, Vin, Sir Vincent.
Sir Vincent Diesel III, Duke of Windsor, Baron of Buckingham, Prince of Wales.
Be careful,
Prince of
man. You
Tides.
can't, but this reminds
Prince
me
of
of that.
Thieves.
This Sylvester Stallone just posting this picture. Can you go back?
The thing is,
I wanna see this
the thing
picture
is with
again.
Stallone is that he owns this franchise, so he can do whatever the hell he wants. I mean, I'm pretty sure he executive produces this.
Yeah. We are the shadows in the smoke we rise. We are the ghosts that hide in the night.
What are you doing?
What?
What is that? We are the shadows and the smoke. We rise. We are the ghosts that hide in the night because we can't drive at night. Because
That's
we're
something
old
that's
as
badass.
fuck.
You don't think that's badass a little bit?
We are the ghosts that hide in the night. I mean, it's all badass, but
That's all that it is.
When you look at it, but then when you watch the actual movie, it just doesn't come together. It's very weird. They're always disjointed. They don't make any sense. They made Jean-Claude Van Damme the bad guy.
Butter
He was in it
Cadillac
for
says
5 minutes. It was
Expendables,
strange.
Fast and Furious crossover. Now that's something I can get behind. Fast and Furious is at the point, let me be honest, Nick,
Yeah.
of no return.
Yeah.
Like, after 8, I don't know where they're fucking gonna go. So
Doesn't
we might
matter.
as well, let's jump the fucking shark.
do it. Let's do
and
it.
let's just go, let's have the family versus the Expendables.
Remember when they were going to do the 21 Jump Street crossover
With Men in Black?
With Men in Black, and you were like,
What? But then the more you
fucking
thought
weird.
about it, you're like, okay.
I mean, it's one of those where I'm like, that's so off the wall that I would, fuck it, let's see what they do with it.
I mean, 21 Jump Street. You were like, all right, 22 Jump Street, whatever. And then you watch the movie, you're like, hey, man.
21 Jump Street came around, I was like, they've got to stop remaking old 80s franchises. And then I watched 21 Jump Street, and my brain went from they got to stop to never stop remaking
At
80s
all.
franchises.
Just keep going.
This is
We
fucking
need this.
genius.
Where's my Alf?
My favorite part of 21 Jump Street is when they raid the drug cabinet or the drug cage. To get drugs for the party.
yeah.
And he's like, and Channing Tatum picks up a fucking kilo of cocaine. He's like, what about coke? And he's like, we're trying to show them a good time, not fuck up their lives forever, not ruin their lives.
God, that movie's fucking gold.
That's good. Go back and watch that instead of Expendables 4. Let's pick up the next news story. This one I'm actually kind of excited about. I've been preaching, I've been extolling the virtues of live, die, repeat for a very long time. Or Edge of Tomorrow as it was originally known, which they should have never changed that to. But this is an exclusive over at Collider. Says Doug Liman says Edge of Tomorrow 2 could be his next film. Hope remains for Edge of Tomorrow 2 to become an actual movie that happens rather than a long hoped-for sequel that never materializes. Director Doug Liman, I don't know how to say his name. Tell me in the chat how to say his name. 2014 sci-fi action didn't explode at the box office, but it earned high critical praise and grew its legions of fans once it hit home video, offering up a smart and refreshingly unique blockbuster that stood in direct contrast to the plainness of other big-budget fares. Liman stars Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, and writer Christopher McQuarrie all expressed interest and desire to make a sequel, and whilst it's been in development for years, I put that on there, Liman says Edge Tomorrow 2 may finally be close to happening. Quote, "We're just working on the script. We're no longer working on scheduling issues. Now it's down to we have a new window where we can go to do it, and we're frantically working on the script. It's one of those movies that we'll only go to make if we love the script. It's not one of those things where the studio is pushing us to make it, and they don't really care if it's good or not. Because the movie didn't make any money. If the movie happens, it will be because Emily Blunt, Tom Cruise, and myself are passionate about making it, which is a great place to be. She doesn't need this movie, he doesn't need this movie, and I don't need it. We're going to make it if we really believe in it. We have a story that the three of us love, so we're working hard on the script." Now, Tim,
Yes.
Did you see Edge of Tomorrow?
I did not, but one Sean Finnegan, I did not. Says that it is one of his favorite movies of all time.
I am always surprised at how much I enjoy Tom Cruise movies. Because Tom Cruise has that stigma about him. All the stuff that happened in his past, all yada yada. But every time I sit down and watch a Tom Cruise movie, I'm like, God damn it, he delivers.
You got it.
I watched 2 Tom Cruise movies over the break. I watched American Made and The Mummy. And I'll be honest, American Made, good movie. The Mummy, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm like, this is actually a quasi-entertaining movie. He just finds a way to do it a little bit different. Then I'm like, oh, okay.
All right,
no,
I don't know.
Not a great film.
I get it. I know. I get
Not
it.
a movie that you're going to be like, wow, I got to watch that again. But a movie where you sit down and watch and you're like, oh, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Not, I'm checking my watch, I'm checking all this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is kind of it's kind of keeping me interested. I can see where they're going with this, right?
Interesting.
Edge of Tomorrow was one of those movies that I think was poorly marketed. It didn't have, in order to, it's Groundhog's Day in sci-fi.
People have said that it is one of the best video game movies of all time.
100%.
It's not a video game.
100%.
Not based on a video game.
It's a really, really fucking cool concept. Very, very well executed. Emily Blunt does a great job. Tom Cruise does a great job. The movie's stunningly made. It's cool sci-fi. It just tanked. And then they tried, when they brought it to home video, you very seldom see this, they renamed the fucking movie Live, Die, Repeat.
I didn't realize they actually did that.
It was so mismarketed because Edge of Tomorrow, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Does it have anything to do with the
sounds
person
cool,
who lives
but-
the same day over and over and over again until he figures out how to beat it?
Wait, really? So if I would go on Amazon,
AKA Edge of Tomorrow is what it's known as.
no shit.
Yeah. If you go
That's
on,
cool.
Yeah, well, if you go on IMDb, they pulled that up. So the fact that they're even calling it Edge of Tomorrow 2 is a good sign. But it's,
Is it a good sign?
well, I don't know.
Wow.
Because I think how it works.
It's live, die, repeat, colon, edge of tomorrow.
Right? So they're going to do Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, whatever. I think they were like, Live, Die, Repeat is maybe the overarching if we do more of these, but I think it was a PR play to get people to watch it because Live, Die, Repeat sounds a little bit more. I mean, how fucking dumb does your audience have to be if you're like, let's just call the movie Live, Die, Repeat?
Yeah.
Like, that's what the movie's about. You could see they were sitting at a board like, what should we call this? Future Wars? Nah. Edge of Tomorrow? That's cool, but no. It needs to describe what's in the movie.
Yeah.
It needs to describe, like, really in this movie, the guy just lives, then he dies, then he repeats that. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Hey, I like that train of thinking. That's how anything we've ever named ever, my first thought is, what is it?
Well,
that's how Kind of Funny was named.
We're going to do a show
we?
that starts off in the morning, and we are Kind of Funny, so we'll call it the Kind of Funny Morning Show. So I really liked this movie. Sean Finnegan as well was like, dude, you should watch it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a big Emily Blunt fan. I like Tom Cruise. I'll give it a watch. And I'm like, this is it's a great movie. It's really well made. It's cool sci-fi. So the fact that I don't know that it needs a sequel.
Oh God, Mr.
What?
Yasman, I hope this isn't true. IGN has a story about this.
Okay.
Nick, the sequel is called Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
No, it's not.
That's
No,
what it
it's
says.
not. It is not.
That's what it says. Click on that motherfucker.
Oh my God. This is over on the Egan. Edge of Tomorrow sequel is called Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. Okay, this is from Joe Scrabble. It says, the Edge of Tomorrow sequel will see both of the first film's lead actors return, and it has a title, Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. Speaking to Collider, Doug Liman reiterated the film's 2 stars will make a return and that the project is definitely still in motion. Quote, we have an amazing story. It's incredible. Way better than the first film, and I obviously loved the first film. It will be called Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. Tom Cruise is excited about it. Emily Blunt is excited about it. The big question is, when? We'll do it, but it's not as if it's a when. Okay.
So, Ed Reed Fan 20 in the chat says the original graphic novel from Japan was called All You Need Is Kill.
That's fucking badass. That is fucking badass. God bless Japan. Japan goes the other way with it, right?
Fuck it.
What's this movie about?
Words that are
well,
cool
this movie's
together.
about a guy who gets some juice squirted in his eye and then lives and repeats the same day over and over. Keeps dying. Every time he dies, he repeats the day over again. What should we call it? How about Live, Die, Repeat? No. That's not philosophical. All you need is kill. Won't that be confusing with Kill la Kill? No, we don't care.
We don't give a fuck.
Nobody gives a fuck. I'm excited about this, all kidding aside. I hope it happens. I liked the first movie. It's an interesting world to see where they go with it. I don't necessarily think it needs a sequel. I think it's great as a standalone movie, and I think you should watch it. Tip.
Yes.
That's it for news. Let's talk about what we did this weekend. Did you do anything fun? Did you watch anything fun? What did you do?
I watched Marvel movies. That was it.
Which one did you watch? Iron Man 2 and Thor?
Iron Man 2 and Thor. We'll talk about that in the coming weeks. So that was fun. I also, over the break, people know that me and Gia went furniture shopping. We finally got that. And the story I'm going to tell about that, Nick, is we went downtown to this place called EQ3. It's a fancy fucking furniture place.
It sounds fancy.
Could not recommend it. It's way too expensive. We get there, and we ordered a bed and a dresser. Mm-hmm. The bed has drawers underneath it, though.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of shit going on.
You gotta build some shit, yeah.
There was so many boxes. We called this motherfucker yesterday. Gia calls.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, like, we need to pick something up. And he goes, oh, when did you want to pick it up? And we're like, oh, today. He goes, I'm like, this is your one job, Mr. Fucking Delivery Dude.
I don't know that you
or pickup guy
get
like
to have an opinion on this,
like,
sir.
What the fuck? They're like, we got a call saying our shit's ready. We ordered 2 weeks ago. And he was like, yeah, okay. What time were you thinking? And we're like, an hour from now. He goes, okay. I have a lunch from 2 to 3. An hour from then was 1.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you're like, I think we're gonna make it underneath the window
I think
buddy.
we'll be fine. Well, he's like, okay. What type of car are you bringing? And we're like, a truck. He goes, you're gonna need a couple trips.
Yeah.
I'm like, what answer could I have given you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could have brought a big ass.
But he doesn't know what type of truck we fucking have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I already hate everything about this.
Yeah.
So of course we get Kevin. We drive over in Kevin's fucking pickup truck of death.
Yeah.
We get there. We start loading it up. The guy looks at it, he goes, yeah, it's gonna take at least 2 trips. Kevin looks at him, no, it's not. And from then on, it was a war between Kevin Coelho and this fucking guy.
That's not the space you want to be in. Just FYI, if you've just bought brand new expensive furniture, because Kevin, 99% of the time will get all that in there. He'll get it all in there. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, though, some shit falls out.
Now, my favorite thing was it was me.
Coolgreg knows what I'm talking about. Coolgreg just shook his head. He's like, I've been there.
Me, Paula, Gia, and Kevin, and we're standing there, and it was just like a deadlock looking at this guy.
Yeah.
And this guy is sitting there doubting Kevin.
Yeah.
And Paula looks at him and just gives him the look of like, you shouldn't have done that. Like, that was a challenge. Fuck. Kevin got that shit in there like a goddamn pro.
Yeah.
There wasn't a moment that I was worried. Because the boxes are big. Kevin had more bungee cords. Like, he just pulled them out of his pocket.
Yeah,
I'm like, how? How do you have this many bungee cords? And it went everywhere, perfectly set up. And the guy looks at it, that's not safe. Mm-hmm. It's like, fuck you, you asshole.
It's not safe.
Yeah,
I can 100%, I don't even know what the pack looks like. I can 100% unequivocally say it's not safe.
Now here's the thing.
If Kevin's doing it, it is the opposite of safe.
Totally safe. The car's not safe. The truck itself is a bomb. It's like a time bomb ready to fucking explode. But the packing, impeccable. And fuck this guy. Then we get it back. Impeccable. There you go, Andy. Woo! We get it back to the place. Yeah. And I had to do more physical labor than I would ever want to do.
Sure.
I had to put shampoo on my head today because that's what you do when you're in the shower. And it hurt to raise my arm because that's the type of weak human being I am.
That's where Tim's at.
But Gia and I had to build this fucking bed last night, and we were building it, and I was like, I'm confused. Why isn't this working? Oh, Mr. Pack tacky pack fucking packed one of the wrong boxes, so we had 2 in one box and we're missing another.
Oh God.
How are we gonna spend this much money on furniture and they fuck it up?
I don't know, man. I bought a bed. When I bought my bed, I bought it from a place, they built it for me. The guys came in, the delivery people came in, and they wore little things on their feet so they didn't track mud. And they came in and they built it for me and they placed it for me. And they were like, Mr. Scarpino, is that good? And I'm like, you're asking the wrong person in this house. And I said, Nick's wife, is that good? And she's like, it could go a little to the left. And then they moved it a little to the left, and she was like, it's perfect.
Well, so now we're in all out wartime.
Although my bed's really easy to build because it's a small bed.
Yeah,
There's nothing underneath.
There's so many freaking.
My bed come with literally like, it was the coolest thing because it was built with, instead of slats, like it has metal steel bars that you just put on it. You just put down. It's the easiest thing on the planet to build.
So they have this satisfaction guarantee.
Yeah.
And let me fucking tell you, Nick.
Not satisfied.
Until I'm satisfied.
You are not satisfied.
I can guarantee.
Tim
they're not gonna hear the end of
demands
this shit.
satisfaction.
Yeah. I'm gonna demand that these motherfuckers deliver the parts of my place, build the thing, and repack the other thing that I unpacked and take it away. And if they don't, I'm gonna call them every hour on the hour.
Have Kevin keep going back and just being there. Somebody call up
like it.
Vincent Diesel III, Duke of Buckingham,
Sir Vincent Diesel,
Baron of Windsor. Call him up and have his people take care of this because this is an untenable situation that you're in right now.
My house right now, it looks like just there's styrofoam everywhere because that's the problem. Oh, so guess what? So
that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah, we took apart my other bed.
Yeah.
So now my mattress is
Gia has to sleep on top of you.
I've never seen Gia pull a D. She's just mad.
Yeah.
Gia is just like fuming right now. She has the day off. She's just sitting in this like garbage everywhere. There's garbage everywhere.
No, that's not
No,
fun.
I'm gonna have to deal with. I don't like this, man. Fuck you, EQ3.
I'll tell you, man. You just got to weather the storm. Because I was supposed to do my office over the break, and I waited till last minute, thinking it's gonna take a day. It took 4 days, and I kept getting the look. I just felt it. I was facing the wall, and I would feel the look walk by me. Like you said, this would take a day.
Yeah.
You waited.
You got it. You just got to do that shit right because I recently got the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
So I don't need the S that I had. So I was bringing it into the office, and I put it in the kitchen. It was in the kitchen for approximately 8 hours. Yeah. The kitchen is her space.
Kitchen's not a space for an Xbox.
And I learned that the hard way.
That's where knives and cooking things go.
She asked me
That's
3
where the wine
times,
bottles are stored.
when's that getting out of here? I'm like, when I go to work. Do you want me to? And so I ended up just moving it and putting it into another room, and all of a sudden it's cool. But the fact that it was in the kitchen.
The thing is this, my wife every once in a while, because I leave receipt, like I save all my receipts. I don't know why I still do this.
Such a Nick thing.
Well, because I used to do a lot of freelance work, so I'd write off the receipts, and I just got I'm to the point now where my accountant's like, you don't need to do that anymore. But like we've done it one more year because I'm like, I don't believe you. I know you're a professional and I pay you to know this, but I'm not taking that chance, right? And a lot of people are like, Nick, why don't you just make those numbers up? Because I can't break the rules. That's why. Can't break the rules.
You're a keeper of many things.
Every once in a while, I'll leave a receipt out. Do I do it because subconsciously I know it wears on my wife? Who's to say?
Who is to say? I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say.
But
Andy, you're gonna say
after 1 or 2 days, ultimately this is always what happens. Hey, we should talk about those receipts that are on your desk. Now the desk, by the way, you've seen my car.
Yeah.
Right?
Impeccable.
It's like my car if there were just one receipt sitting there.
So for those that don't know, which is probably all of you, Nick's car it looks brand new. It's a freaking
12-year-old
1992 Honda.
It is a 82 Civic. No, it is a 2005. 2006, excuse me.
Whatever.
2006 Honda Accord that I bought in 2005.
And it looks like he bought it today.
Yeah, with the exception of the exterior, which has been San Franciscoized.
Yeah,
which means that
whatever.
Wolverines have attacked it, and fucking my bumper looks like a Jackson Pollock. The inside I keep very clean.
It's so clean.
And I like it. I like to keep it clean because I like clean spaces. I like everything to be organized because then my brain doesn't need to fixate on anything. I'm the opposite of geniuses thrive in clutter. I thrive in cleanliness. If it's a clean space and everything's minimally placed and where it needs to be, I can go off to La La Land and write and do whatever I need to do or focus on whatever the fuck I want in the car. I just like it. And I also like it when people get in the car and go, wow, your car is very clean. It's nice for me to provide that environment for people to ride with me. Because then we can just focus on whatever we're slapping. You know?
The slappening. Which, by the way, did you see that Greg put up a Spotify playlist called The Slappening? And it's just the slaps that he's been listening to recently.
I am going to immediately subscribe to that playlist if you're okay with that. And we will talk about it.
Let's get it. It's on SoundCloud, though.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
It's on SoundCloud?
Not Spotify. SoundCloud.
Oh, man. Can I have you log into my Spotify and just put all the songs on a playlist for me?
I would love that.
That would be great. We'll do that.
Y'all talking about what we watched this week?
Yeah, what'd you watch this weekend?
I've got a camera.
No, you can. Whatever. This is Monday, dude. It's a fucking holiday. We all have the day off today. Who cares?
And he has herpes.
I did not say that. You're the one that came in and was like this. Ooh, my lip.
I got the herps.
I got a cold
the
sore.
herps.
I'm thinking of doing the MCU in review video with just like 8 Band-Aids on my mouth. I'm thinking of doing that.
By the way, no one can tell that you have this if you hadn't just like focused. We can't see it. There's no close.
I'll just turn it from this way.
Our switcher took a dog shit on itself the other day, so we have no
right.
close-up shot anymore.
So I finished End of the Fucking World. Mm-hmm. Ended brilliantly.
Yeah, I loved it.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I watched a lot more Curb. What I did start and probably ended was Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams, which is Amazon's sort of response to Netflix's Black Mirror.
No, it's a bad
It
idea.
is it is based on
The short stories?
it is based on his short stories, and they're episodic, so they're all standalone. And the first one I clicked on, it may have just been the one I clicked on, but I see Bryan Cranston and I'm fucking clicking. You know me. Huge Breaking Bad fan.
You are a Bryan Cranston whore.
Yeah. Like when he
Brian
died.
Fanston.
We had Bryan Cranston, nice dude.
See, yeah.
I'll do that.
I don't want the herps.
30
so.
minutes into Godzilla, when he died, I was just like,
I'm out, and you just walked out?
I'm out.
Higher, higher. Remember he's like,
So good, dude.
Doesn't
Different Godzilla.
The old man running on the pier.
matter. Doesn't
So,
matter.
that
was a good shot.
At
by the
its
way.
best,
Yeah,
there
it's a
were
good
some
pull.
pretty decent special effects. It's like Bryan Cranston's episode. They live on Earth in the year 2500 something, so it's like very futuristic. But then at its worst, some of the shots look like straight out of a show on Sci-Fi, like back in the 90s or something.
That's not good. That's the problem is when you click on Black Mirror, that became very quickly the benchmark. That became the precedent for the anthology sci-fi show. I don't like Black Mirror that much because it's too tense for me. It makes me have nightmares, but I can understand the appeal of why people like it. It's a very well done show. It's also super British. It's so British. We're British.
I mean, not.
The episode I saw was
Just the way it
British.
feels.
Sure.
Right? Where they're not afraid to go there.
You have to watch Hang the DJ. Good lord, what a fucking
Stop
episode.
telling me to watch.
It's so
Watch Hang the,
specific.
you should watch Hang the DJ.
Hang
It's
the
the only one I
DJ.
watched, and I liked it.
It's
No.
great.
It was good.
I'm done with Black Mirror. I keep going down this. People go, no. Greg's like, you got to watch White Christmas. I watched it. It's good.
I haven't
Don't
seen
like
it.
it. I don't like it. I don't like Black Mirror. I
You'll
don't
like this one. I can tell you, it's positive. It's positive, Nick.
It's not a depressing episode, but it makes you feel, man. It
makes you feel.
I watched one episode where this guy, the girl poisons the guy he's on the blind date with. I don't know. Yeah, that was the same one. That was White Christmas, right? Yeah. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
White Christmas, yeah.
It's all fucking.
And then also my lady.
So you're not watching the Amazon.
Lady I've been dating
Your lady friend.
is really
You gentleman caller.
into. She's really into my lady, into Catfish, the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
From MTV.
It's a great show.
I've been saying.
Isn't it fucking awesome?
It's.
Listen, I've been saying this.
That's
for
my
years.
one of my
I'm trying to
airplane comfort
resist it,
food
but then
shows.
I'm trying to resist it, but I get into
See,
it.
Eddie, you call me a trash person. Every once in a while, you look at me, you're like, Tim, you're a garbage
Yeah,
can.
I know, but I felt that way.
Dude, hey, you guys, you know what? That's a hop, skip, and a jump away from The Bachelor. And guess what? It's Bachelor Monday. You can get hooked up tonight,
I've
ABC,
I've
NPS.
said this before and I'll say it again. If you guys want a new obsession, we need to start watching Married at First Sight. Have you seen
Oh,
this
my
show?
mom loves this show.
Do you know what this is about?
You pitched it. I don't know, man.
Is
Right.
it? Wait, is it the one where?
Andy, show everyone your underwear. Does that make you uncomfortable?
Oh, I like it.
Get in the camera and show people your underwear.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
I have to ask that. I have to ask for his consent before I harass him.
No. My mom loves the one where people get married to people for legal status.
Oh no, that's not this one. This one is you literally meet the person for the first time at the altar. And then it just follows them for 6 months after they've been married.
fuck?
And it's the worst idea ever. Because marriage is hard enough.
See,
These
that
people
doesn't
are
sound like
horrible
any of the
human beings.
fun parts of these
Well,
bad
they get to,
shows.
they have to, they get the fuck for the first
The only
time
reason,
or whatever.
like Bachelor, I only
to
like
watch that,
watching
right?
The Bachelor for the first half of the season, and then it starts sucking. Because the first half of the season is about crazy hot people. The second half of the season is about falling in love.
Yeah.
And that shit's boring as fuck.
Yeah. No one cares about love. I don't
How about
watch
that Vikings
TV.
game, man. Football. Woo! Did you see it?
How come everyone cares
I'm
about the
sorry.
Vikings so much?
I'm sorry,
There's
Andy.
people that do
It's-
not like sports that I'm seeing post "Go Vikings." I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. That's an Andrew
It's
Nathan, am I right?
11:47. We don't have time
Yeah.
for sports. I'm sorry.
What?
It's too.
What?
I try. Every day I start the show, I think about you. I'm like, carve out 15 seconds for Andy. Just 15 seconds for
I
Andy.
still need to render out the intro that I made.
You should.
You need to. That's just great.
When you're done with it, you come on, you host the show, I'll give you an extra 15 seconds.
What?
Oh,
You get
shit.
30 seconds for the intro, 15 seconds for sports, 15 seconds to just sit there and let me make fun of you for being a fucking
Whoa.
sports nerd.
All
How does
right.
that sound? Sports. I want to talk about
That's the
football and lacrosse. I would like to talk about field hockey. Meow.
Field hockey.
It's a real thing. I watched 2 movies over the weekend that could not have been more polar opposites. The first was The Post, starring Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks. And let me tell you, if you're one of those people who says, Nick, isn't it awesome watching Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep just disappear into roles? I'm one of those people who say they don't disappear into roles. You are unbelievably aware that you are watching Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep nowadays.
Yeah?
And boy, do they enjoy letting you watch them act. I did not like this movie.
Yeah, I know. I don't know anything about it.
It started with. Let's go back. It started with Bridge of Spies. For me.
I know that this movie is going to be incredibly like rated, and everybody's going to love it, and Nick's going to be one of the few that doesn't like it.
It started with Bridge of Spies for me, where I'm like, interesting. Now Spielberg has been working with the same DP for a very, very long time since Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan is one of the fucking cool, like craziest, best movies ever made. Bridge of Spies worked for me because it had a noir style and very much a retro feel. That I'm like, okay, it's cool. They're shooting this like a harder light, and they're purposely using some old camera techniques that make it feel like it's more of an old school like movie that we're watching from the 40s or 50s, right? It's about the Cold War, the 56, kind of same time period, but that style worked out, right? We see The Post. We're talking late 60s, early 70s, right? So similar time periods, and it's still shot in the same way, and they just beat you over the head every single time there's an important line. And there's lots of important lines in this movie,
Yeah,
Tim.
like Meryl Streep,
Lots
man.
of important
Tom Hanks,
lines
yeah.
where we just need to
Got things
push
to
it.
say.
The camera never stops moving. I can't focus on anything. The way that everyone's blocked, they're just constantly walking around each other, so the camera gives the camera a fucking reason to
it
move.
needs to show they're such good actors that they don't just memorize lines, they memorize motion.
It's all just very overdone, which is sad because the story that they told was cool. And it's an enjoyable movie, but there's so many moments where you're like, I can just see the hand of the filmmaker that's making this because it's so Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just wish that they just took a couple steps back.
Yeah.
A couple steps back. Everyone
give me like
cast-
Steve Spielberg. You know,
Give me a
as
little
part of it.
Stevie. Give me early Stevie
Give me a
Spielberg.
little Stevie.
Like I would have liked to see Steven
Stevie
Spielberg if they
Spielberg.
didn't have the $30 million for Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep. Like what could that have done? It's a cool story, but I went in wanting more of All the President's Men. Right? I went in wanting more of just tell me the straightforward story. Don't worry about like sugarcoating it with the cinematography. Just give me the story. But instead we got maybe 10 minutes of a story, and the rest of it was like a lot of acting.
Yeah.
But we are serious actors. You know? We got a lot of like moments where it was very dramatic, and I'm like, I don't think it was really that dramatic when it happened. And this is a weird, like I just don't. I'm like, I think that there's so many things in this where I'm like, oh my God, was it really that? Was it really that? Were they really sitting there on the phone? Was the guy really sitting there with his hand over the fucking, do I press this? I don't know. We have 5 minutes until we have to go to print. And everyone's like, oh, last minute, and the fucking thing's and if we don't press the thing, we're not gonna get the thing. The thing's not gonna happen.
So many things.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just getting too old. Maybe I've just seen the story too many times. But I did not vibe with this movie, unlike the other movie I watched this weekend, which was the Japanese version of Akira.
Never seen it.
I have never seen the Japanese version.
I've seen the English American.
I've seen both
version.
of the original English translations. I've seen
VHS
there was a
and the Blu-ray.
French-Canadian English translation, I believe, that made the movie
Really weird.
way more convoluted than it needed to be. I was like, wow, man, I'm not smart enough for this
doesn't
movie.
even make
Turns out
sense.
the people that translated it don't speak Japanese.
Yeah.
And they were like, we think this
We
is what's
think this
happening?
could
We don't
make
really
sense.
know. Then it gets re-released, I believe, on DVD, and they do another dub of it. And I'm like, oh, this is much more straightforward. I get it. We're tapping into untapped power. This is cool. These kids were in experiment, drugs, whatever. I get that now. Never seen the Japanese version before. Finally sat down and I was scrolling by. It's on Amazon Prime. And I made the mistake of, I started talking to my wife about it. She's like, I think you made me watch that before. Dee's sitting there, I'm on the couch. I'm like, oh, you know what I want you to do? I want you to just see this first shot because it's so beautifully directed. The way the director uses like an absence of sound in this in moments to punctuate like what's happening is so cool. Very reminiscent of The Last Jedi. And I'm not going to talk shit about The Last Jedi, but there were some really great scenes in The Last Jedi where they just
Use
he
the
said,
sound, yeah,
fuck it,
or
no
lack of
sound,
sound.
and this is happening. That was cool. I'm like, there's moments like that. You should watch this. We hit play. 2 hours later, it's done. And I'm like, oh, motherfuck, that movie is good.
It is.
It's so good. Amazon Prime, you should check it out if you guys
Yeah, the Japanese one, that'd be interesting.
It's very different, though. Because the American version, they cast a main character, that the Tetsuo character is still a little bit of a whiny, like, wuss. The Kaneda character is a lot more masculine in the American version. In this one, he's like, you get a sense in the Japanese version that he is way younger. Like, because they're supposed to be teenagers.
Yeah.
And who are like, and that's part of the story is that they're like these little punk teenagers that don't have parents that are like just assholes, but they're young. And so dealing with the ramifications of what's happening is like crazy. I never got that until I watched the Japanese version.
Oh, very interesting.
And it's it's put in context. The movie was made in 1988. Just remember that when you go watch it.
I know, that's nuts.
Remember that when you watch this movie, and it is still, to this day, some of the best animation I've ever seen, the hand-drawn animation I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I just actually rewatched that Star Wars TIE Fighter anime short.
Yeah.
Do you remember when that came out? And it was done in the style of Akira and all those. And I'm just like, man, like, I wish that we got things that look like that these days. It's just way too time intensive and
too hard.
expensive.
Like, I can't even fucking... There are moments in Akira that I watch, and I'm just like, how the fuck long did that take to draw? How long? Because they didn't, it was like they were like this. We are just gonna do whatever we need to do.
To nail
make
this
happen.
fucking every frame of painting.
No time constraints. Whatever, how much money we need to put into this is going to be the cinematic tour de force that we want it to be, and they nailed it. And you know, I mean, a few things are a little rough around the edges, but ultimately, like I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, I mean, the use of fucking light in a hand-drawn animated movie. I'm like, what the fuck? Mind-blowing.
Beautiful.
Mind-blowing. And then Japan never made another animated movie after that.
No, they just stopped.
Never. They just stopped.
Nailed it. They're like, all right.
They just fucking nailed it. Tim, we're getting a little long in the tooth here, so let's go to PS I Love His Best Friend XOXO. This is your opportunity to nominate someone in our community you feel is doing a great job. If it's your day off right now and you're just bored, think of someone awesome. Go over to kindoffunny.com/bestfriend. Fill out the form. Why not? It's fun. It makes you feel good. Just like Kojo24 did, he's shouting out Fargo Brady. Fargo Brady is one of my best friends, IRL, and introduced me to this amazing community when I was in a bad place. When my sister became very sick, he cheered me up by showing me a video of a crazy guy talking about his grandma and a raccoon. After that, I was hooked. He also has played countless games of Overwatch and Rocket League with me to keep my mind off of things. He is the definition of best friend, and can't thank him enough. That's nice. That's what you're supposed to do.
Shout out to you, my friend.
That's great. Tim, it's giveaway time.
Let's give it away.
Tell the people how they can win.
There are 4 different ways to win. 1, be in the Twitch chat. 2, be a Twitch subscriber or Amazon, what's it called?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
but like Twitch Prime. Twitch
Yeah.
Prime subscriber. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Every month you can subscribe to a different Twitch channel. You should do it to us.
I gave mine to Crave Snow.
Crave Snow.
There you go.
Twitch.tv/Crave Snow. Those are the first 2 ways. The next way, patreon.com/kindoffunny, and the final way, patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. The $2 or above level, all of them add to each other. You can have 4 different ways to win, 4 chances, 4 names in the hat.
Hype time.
Hype time.
Today's winner comes from one of those Patreon platforms, some Kind of Funny Patreon Prime. Congratulations to Donovan McIntosh. You've won a Walk in the Dark on Xbox One.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Yay,
Let's go into some
bow.
comments. Let's see what people are
Want to be
talking
done
about
tippy
here.
tips first?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. I always blow past tips
Tip.
because you know I ain't greedy.
Tippity top.
I ain't greedy. So our first tip today comes from Alex AFF. Says, "Hi guys, do you have any comment on the Danny Collin conversation about the hiring diversity and how that escalated from a few comments, including Bob Mackey? Cheers, Alex." No. Next tip, Mr. Yasman300 says, "Tim, will you and Greg talk about Quantic Dream controversy news on Kind of Funny Games Daily? Also, Nick, have you checked out The Commuter? It's Liam Neeson's fighting bad guys on a train with a guitar." I'm done with Liam Neeson fighting bad guys.
Are you though? Because that's the thing.
No.
My friends hit me up last night. They all have Movie Pass, so now they're all like, let's watch fucking shitty movies. But they're like, Commuter, tonight, 10 p.m. If it was earlier than 10 p.m., I want to have been there.
Greg, where do you come down on the old Liam Neeson fighting people?
I don't get too excited about it. No,
After Taken 3, I'm like,
I didn't get to. I don't even.
I did not watch Taken.
I forget if I was.
I didn't
Taken
see 2.
2. I don't know if I did that.
No.
Yeah.
What about Quantic Dreams?
We are talking about Quantic Dream today. You briefed?
No.
Ooh, well, I'll be briefing you.
No.
I know.
No.
This doesn't sound good at all. Well, yeah, there you go. There's your answer to that. They
Here's
will be
what I
talking
wanted
about
to
that.
point out. Two things. Number one, not many people in the office today.
Yeah.
Have we covered that news story?
Not many people in this office
Yeah.
today?
Have you covered that news story today?
No.
Not a lot of people in the office.
Well,
Number two,
shocker.
Joey Noel and Andy Cortez are up to shenanigans.
Oh, Jesus
I can't log into the Instagram account. Andy claims they didn't change the password, but he can still log in, so he knows that whatever password that something's up. Something's up.
You think they're taking
also,
over?
My hand's very cold.
Ooh, that felt good though. I'm kind of hot.
What did you do, Andy? What did you and Joey do? Why can't I log in to the Instagram anymore? I got a photo of them I want to put up. It's going to say, caption this. It's going to be very cute, Instagram-worthy, kind of funny vids, interactive content. But you guys, you and Joey are up to something?
Next tip comes from Aardvark Tyranny. Says, first time tipping and watching live, longtime best friend, love all you guys. Shout out to Kumail in the subreddit. We need more Candy Andy in our lives.
Candy Andy!
A lot of things packed into that tip. That was a very economical use of your tip. ARock86 says, Skull Vikings. You fucks. Love you guys. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
Skull.
Let's go? Is that what that means? Skull? Let's go? SKOL?
Skull Viking. I don't know.
Maybe it
Let's go.
means shit. I don't know. I got nothing else. It's
Nailed it, Nick. Nailed it.
Aardvark Tyranny gives us another tip. It says first time watching live. Oh no, I guess you may have that tip may have come through twice. Aardvark, so double check it and get double charged for that. If you did, I have no idea how to fix that. Let's go into the chat. 3 and 3. We'll take a couple of questions, comments, and concerns from the norms, and then we'll go into the subscribers.
Appreciate that.
Poopy Pants 92 says Liam Neeson is the name of my penis. God, I hope that's true. And I hope that your significant other.
What do you hope that's true?
I hope your significant other refers to Liam Neeson in that regard when you're in public. Hey, you know
When you're in public.
Yeah, you know, it's like a little code name for like, hey, are we hanging out with Liam Neeson later? And that means you know you're getting some sex.
How often are people talking about your dick? And I mean, you know.
Well, if you're married, never. Nick, have you read the Akira manga? Says I maged about ABD. I have not, but I know that the movie only covers a certain portion of the manga. Let me know how much. I'm always fascinated by that. I've never actually sat down to read them, but they're dense. It's that old school manga where it's like, we're not even gonna bother using color. It's
I
black
can't
and
do
white,
manga, man.
straight up in this.
I just can't. I can't
you
wrap
gotta-
my head around the way that
reading
you
the other way,
read, and
it's
there's something about it.
very strange.
Like I can read comics for days, and like it's not even necessarily black and white. Like Walking Dead, I'm fine with, although it does get hard to understand who is who sometimes.
Yep.
But I tried reading Death Note, and I'm like, I gotta give up.
No, thank you.
Cool, Greg. Mr. Yasman 300 wants to know: have you checked out Devilman Crybaby on Netflix?
No, that's next time I'll listen.
Okay, cool. I want the Cool Greg review of that one. 'Cause
Steve
I'm hearing
Allen-
good things.
Steve Out says, Tim, I tried my first LaCroix lemon. Worst thing I've ever tasted.
Yeah, man. You just gotta push through.
Uh,
I have never once said LaCroix tastes good. I want that on record.
It's true. That's true. Let's go into sub-bullying mode right now. Subscribers, badoosh.
Lucifer's Load says, Tim, this is Stewie Griffins from the latest Family Guy ranking of Fast and Furious. 6573142. 8 wasn't included. That's a goddamn good list. That's a good list. I rank that list high.
No, it's missing some. Everyone knows that one should be one.
Missing some?
Everyone knows that one should be one. Airrock86 says mangas seem like a dollar store version of comics. I'll just stick to anime. You know, it's like anything good that's written down eventually gets made into a movie anyway, so let's just wait for the movie.
Edbevic2 says, would you guys have Logic on an episode of GOG? Absolutely.
Fuck
We've
yeah.
tried like 2 times while he's been in town.
He's too busy.
Super busy. He wants to, though, and we'll make it happen at some
Mr.
point, I'm
Yasman
sure.
300 says, Nick, Taika Waititi, the Thor director, said he signed on to direct Akira live action. He wants to adapt a manga instead of anime. Said if he signed on. I think, is it Jordan Peele doing something with that?
That's been rumored.
Is that rumored? We'll see what happens. Don't do it. Just go watch the original Akira. It's still stunning.
Ignacio Rojas says, guys, watch the Japanese movie Your Name. It's good and beautiful. Another one I've heard a lot of good things
That
about.
was the one that like Barb and all of them were like all up about. Like everyone was tweeting for like a week. Like this has changed my life.
Yeah.
It changed my life. I don't know if I like my life.
I like my life
I
too.
don't need to change
Don't
it.
need to change it.
I'll see. How about this? We'll watch Your Name and Call Me by Your Name in the same day, and
Yeah,
we'll
and
just
see what
compare them and
happens.
see which one's better. See if we end up making out. Shrimp says rename Kind of Funny Morning Show to Nick at Noon.
Nick and Noon.
That's fun.
Mr. Joe Watt says, Tim, I'm sure you've been asked this before, but have you tried Topo Chico? It's my favorite sparkling water drink. Oh man, Topo Chico till I die, son. I love that
Topo
shit.
Chico!
And when we go to Rooster Teeth, they have like unlimited supply of it there. And oh man, I just bathe in the shit.
Oh, there you go. Last question comes from Richard Drackett. Says, Nick, true or false, The River Wild is Meryl Streep's best performance? I don't know. I haven't seen The River Wild. And there you go.
Why do we just hear Greg screaming?
Why do we always just hear Greg screaming? It's ridiculous. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on the Kind of Funny Morning Show today. Tim, thank you for your time. As always, I had a pleasure hanging out with you and talking movies with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Up next, Tim and Greg talking about Quantico? What's the name of the studio?
Quantic Dreams.
Quantic Dreams.
Fuck, I don't want to hear this.
We'll see what happens. If you want to see what happens, stay tuned. Don't Google it. Just stay tuned. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Cool, Greg. Take us out.